Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this file and they can't get rid of this white. First of all, there's another set of letters right there, so I'm going to go in and delete them. I'm going to take my your yellow background, and I'm going to lock it so I can't grab it. And then I'm going to take my building and I'm going to left click, right click. And I think this is what the problem is this, well, one, there's a little bit of trash right there we probably need to delete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go to object and break the curve apart. And then I'm going to click on the yellow so I'm going to have to click off of this thing and then zoom in. And I'm going to fix this little bit of trash right here. Well, there we go. And just hit it with the shape tool and just delete those nodes. This is not really what the video is about. I did not practice this, but what he wants to do is have this not there. He wants it to be see-through from what I understand. So I'm going to take it. It is a curve. So I'm going to left click. Well, I'm going to right click, no fill, left click fill. That isn't really what I wanted to do. Let me back up here. Let me go to effects, go to object and convert the outline to an object. And then I can left click, right click it. And I'm going to make it a hairline. Now I can do the same thing on this. I can go up to object, convert it to an outline or outline to an object, left click, right click, and turn that into a hairline. Now everything else will be black, just like the one. So we need to take our smart fill tool, and I don't know if he's engraving this or not, but you need to make sure it's RGB if you are. That's not what I plan on doing. So anyway, you need to change that to RGB if you're going to engrave it. So now I'm going to take my smart fill tool. I'm going to fill that in. And then I'm going to fill that in. Whoop. Why is that not? Oh, okay. He specified an outline. So let's back up. On the smart fill tool, put none. And then use there we go. And then we fill that in. And I believe that's what he wants. Now, the only other thing I would just suggest is look at this gentleman's teeth and maybe add some more teeth to his smile. That would be pretty easy. I mean, unless that's the way the logo is and you don't want to mess with it, I'm just going to go ahead and play with it. I'm going to use the 3-point curve line, and I'm going to go from like right there to right there. Then I'm going to give it a little bit of curve. And see, that already looks better, I think. I mean, that's personal preference. I would go ahead and join these two lines up and maybe even look at this thing. So we're going to have to grab that, go up to object. Well, maybe I won't mess with it. But anyway, that to me, would look a lot better. And then you could, because he's got some, other teeth, we could take that line and convert it to an outline or convert the outline to an object. And then what we could do, we could take these nodes and kind of match up more of it along of his other line. We can do the same thing on both sides. That really worked out. That wasn't what I was really kind of like planning. And you could see the difference in the blacks, or I can on my monitor. Just one of them is a little bit grayer. Let me check off this. See, it's just different. So you need to make sure that this is a RGB outline. Whoop, too thick now. Let's make it let's make it a hairline. It should be. Huh. Let's take our color eyedropper. See, that's CMYK and that's RGB. The original is RGB. So let's select on that and let's make it. Oh, So when I open up your file, I have a RGB. So let's go to Windows, color palettes, and let's take away default, pick RGB. Now we have an RGB. So when we use our, when we pick that, we can go up here and make it an RGB, and now you can see it's much blacker. Now that is an object, and you don't have to do this, but I think it would look a lot better if you, like added some nodes right here and kind of make more teeth in it. It's not hard. I think it would really add to it. You don't have to make him humongous, but I would pick 3 nodes or click on 3 nodes or add 3 nodes is what I'm trying to say, and then just bring that one up. And you could bring them down, and there's a lot you could do with that. I think it would make it look kind of like this, make it look a lot better. Now that looks almost, I don't know. Okay, here we got a CMYK outline. That's awful small, but it looks good on the one. I think it's just because it's close together. I would actually test that. Let's get back to the color eyedropper tool, and we got RGB colors, but it looks like there's an outline that's CMYK, and it is. So I'm going to right click that and make that all black if you're engraving it. So what I would, in this case, I don't know how big this is. It's 11 inches. I would literally, now we can take the yellow box away, so I got to go to object lock and unlock it all. Let's take away the yellow box. And see, when I smart filled, it didn't fill that in because the yellow box was there. So we can just take the smart fill tool, and I would fill that in all together, really. But what I would do in this case, I would group this together, Control G. And I mean, this is only if you're going to engrave it, because I know very little about printing. So I'm going to change my nudge factor to 12 inches, and I'm going to make a duplicate of that. And then while you have this selected, I would come in here. See how that line looks just a little bit little? I would take this only works if it's selected, get my crop tool, and I just crop out that part of the building. And then I would take this over and test it on a scrap piece of wood on this, if this is the size, and just see what that looks like. If that 21st shows up, it might be we can't really make the line any thicker. So we'll just have to test it. And then that way you can kind of see what your windows look like too. And then if it works, delete that, put that back in the center of the page and run it. I like it. I like the logo. And you might not like my teeth idea, but that's just neither here nor there. I'm just kind of looking around, see if there's anything else I see, and I don't see it. Anyway, hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.